Welcome to Side Roads. I'm Carlos, and this is a 2025 Mazda CX-70 plug-in hybrid. The interior on the 2025 Mazda CX-70 plug-in hybrid. I like it a lot. So the materials are all soft and feel high quality and very nicely put together. The support points are also very comfortable. This center armrest here is one of the most comfortable I ever been in a car for my elbows. That's really nice. Also, the door support is really soft. We have two memory seats for two different drivers, and all windows are one touch up and down. The steering wheel comes wrapped in leather and is heated, and the seats are also wrapped in this Napa leather, and they are super high quality. They feel nice. There's perforation in the middle with this, I don't know, brownish kind of accent here, as well as contrast stitching. Really nice, the design of the seats. They are on the firm side, but still very comfortable. We have a 12.3 inches digital gauge cluster, and because we are in the plug-in hybrid, well, I'll give you all the information about what is going on with the battery and the charging, the recharging and the range, the amount of battery that you have left, all that. It's really useful, and all the information that you have there you find, and you can change a little bit here the information that is presented to you, and for example has temperature of the car and the battery. I never seen that in a plug-in hybrid, so I like this setup. And we have drive modes. When you press this MI drive switch, you can move the CX-70 from sport to normal to EV or even off-road. That I find pretty cool. And then the theme from the gauge cluster changes as well. Then we have an 11.25 inches infotainment screen, which is color and is managed by this rotary knob here, which is typical of Mazdas, but I own a Mazda, so I can tell you this is really easy to use, especially while driving, because you can barely move in order to give the commands to the screen. I like that, and the screen is high, so visibility is good for that, and you don't have to take your eyes away from the road too much. I like this. I know the majority of the people will prefer a touch screen. I believe this is touch screen when in Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which, by the way, obviously comes with, but also has Alexa integration to control some of the functions from the car. We have a 12-speaker Bose premium sound system as well. The air conditioning controls are all physical buttons. This is really nice that it's not integrated on the screen. I like this, and you can control the rear temperature and functions as well from here. Really nice. We have a wireless charging, your electronic shifter, two cup holders, and the center console is on the small side, but I think is practical enough. And then the glove box seems to be an average size here. By the way, there is a volume knob here too, and it's at my reach and my passenger reach. And as a passenger, this setup is really useful, I can tell you that. So as I was saying, the materials are all nice. This portion of the dashboard comes wrapped in leather with contrast stitching as well, and there is a little bit of that chrome brownish color on the air vents there, and this extra chrome here. I like the design. It's straightforward, it's simple, but it's tasteful. And if you get a CX-70 in a different trim, you can have a little bit of a different interior color as well. We also have a panoramic sunroof here. I also fit behind myself based on my driving position. This is a two-row SUV, but one of the biggest one, and I have enough space for my knees and my height. There is an armrest there with two cup holders, air vents, and air conditioning controls. The seats are heated. You can fold them 40, 60, and there is a screen there to protect you from the sun. The trunk is massive. This is one of the highlights of the CX-70 that eliminated the third row from the CX-90. So you have a really good amount of space there for anything that you will ever need. I like the CX-70. I always have, and the CX-90. Competition is getting harder and harder. So, but I'm sure Mazdas have a few years ahead still with this interior, especially because of the high quality. The CX-70 PHEV comes with a 2.5-liter four-cylinder combined with an electric motor for a total output of 323 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. The engine is paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. All CX-70 comes standard with all-wheel drive, and the CX-70 is capable of towing 3,500 pounds. Safety features for the 2025 Mazda CX-70 plug-in hybrid are things like smart brake support, front, rear, and rear crossing, blind spot monitoring with rear cross traffic alert, front cross traffic alert, lane keep assist and lane departure warning, emergency lane keeping, road keep assist, driver monitoring system, distance and speed alert, and pedestrian detection. The CX-70 competes in the midsize plug-in hybrid SUV segment. There are not that many as real midsize, but there are some other options. So in that case, I have chosen the Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe, and I'm also adding the Kia Sorento plug-in hybrid. Now, the Kia is not really a midsize, but it's a 3-row and it's plug-in hybrid, and that's why I put it there, so you have an extra bit of a reference. They are all pretty competitive in price, but the CX-70 I think is the biggest. The CX-70 PHEV is based on a 17.8 kilowatts hour lithium-ion battery pack capable of 42 kilometers or 26 miles of all-electric range. You can charge the CX-70 using level 1 in 6.4 hours, around that, and using level 2 in 1.3 hours, also around that, and that's from 20% to 80%. Fuel efficiency for the CX-70 is 9.9 liters per 100 kilometers city, 8.7 liters per 100 kilometers highway, and 4.2 liters equivalent per 100 kilometers combined, which is 24 mpg city, 27 mpg highway, and 56 mpg equivalent combined. Price for the Mazda CX-70 plug-in hybrid starts in Canada around the 58,000 Canadian dollars, and the top trim goes to around 63,000 Canadian dollars. In the US, the CX-70 starts around 54,000 US dollars, and the top trim goes to around 57,000 US dollars. So how is to drive the 2025 Mazda CX-70 plug-in hybrid? It is really nice in general. So we have driven the CX-70 before. We also drove the plug-in hybrid version for a shorter period of time. And I'm sorry about the noise, but it has been snowing a lot and the roads are covered in ice and hard snow. So this is going to be an interesting one. We'll see how the sound ends with this video. Sorry about that. So we drove this before for a shorter period of time, and we have driven the CX-90 too, and I'm a fan in general terms of the CX-70. Now I spent a week with it, and it has been mostly the same good experience. So let's start with the suspension. The suspension is on the firm side. And I find that each one that I have driven has a slightly different take on the suspension. I like this type of suspension, but I get that's not for everyone. It's super comfortable in the highway and in general terms, but you know, it's firm. So in some situations, the reaction of the suspension is different than your average mid-size SUV. So my recommendation of many videos, test drive, because that may not be for you. I like it. I think it's very well balanced between firm and a sporty feeling and a sporty reacting to have an amazing driving dynamics while keeping it comfortable. That's good. The seats I also find comfortable. They are also a little bit on the firm side, that's how I prefer my seats as a personal preference. So you need to check that one out too. Visibility is great. The windows are big enough. The side mirrors could be a little bit bigger. We have blind spot monitoring, by the way, but I have perfect view from my back window there. And the the D pillar is really thick, so we have a big blind spot there. You have also a 360 camera on this vehicle, so that will help you to park if needed. The transmission is an 8-speed automatic transmission, and it's really interesting because even on EV mode, which I'm on right now, it does shift. So typically we have CVTs or 1-speed transmissions for these plug-in hybrid electrified setups, so you feel the shifting. And I like that because it makes the car feel, you know, like a regular gas engine. That's pretty cool too. I like that. The cabin is so quiet. It's really, really quiet. I don't know how much noise you are listening to right now, but this is impossible not to transmit. The roads are a mess right now, so I'm trying to be super careful here. But it's really quiet in the highway, so quiet and comfortable in the city. And when it's in electric mode, then also becomes like this super quiet thing. Like, I really like it. It elevates the feeling and the living width of this car. It feels premium. It feels nice. Very, very nice on that department. The 8-speed automatic has been doing a great job shifting, up shifting and down shifting for me. It is good enough. I have no issues with the transmission so far, and it's really good combination with the electric system, I find. So that is cool. The acceleration from a stop is pretty smooth because it's assisted by the electric motors, like a hybrid or a plug-in hybrid should be. And it gives you this linear progressive acceleration, which is really cool. It's almost electric-like car. And then we have the engine. This is a 2.5 liter engine, 4-cylinder. The total output is 323, if I'm not mistaken, and 323 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. That combined is really, really good. The engine itself, I believe, is around the 180 or something. But they always, because it's always in hybrid, even if you have the battery depleted, there is always a little bit of assistance from the electric motor, so that is fine too. I think it moved this car with no issues. I was a little bit worried, to be honest, but I have had no issues. I had the battery depleted for most of the time this week, and the car moved no issue. Granted, the roads has been snowing like crazy this week. It was really hard for me to make this video. So I haven't pushed the car too hard because the roads are not the greatest and I'm not going to do crazy stuff. So again, I didn't floor it and I don't know exactly how the engine will work, but if you drive normally, the engine is perfectly fine, it's sufficient, it moves the car from a stop, no issues. In the highway was fine, all good. One observation, in a slow speed and when it's super cold, which right now I'm -9 Celsius, and you go to slow speed and then start, the engine vibrates a little. That's my only observation on the engine. And the second is, I think they have sound pumping in the cabin to make it sound a little bit more sporty. It's not doing it for me, but for regular and daily use, the engine is good even with the battery depleted. So I think that's a good story to tell right there. So let's talk about the electric part. The transitions are really, really good. I don't know if you can hear the engine right now. It's a little bit rough sounding, but it's good. It's moving the car. I think the whole experience here is chill when you have the electric mode, and then the car is super nice and so big and so comfortable. Pretty nice. the whole put together of the system. This is a first try from Mazda. I'm sure they will improve over time on this. I just have driven other plug-in hybrids, and they are getting better and better too. So you have to be really good. I'm really surprised with the market in general right now with the high product that are coming our way. So good. The transitions are very, very good. You can barely feel it. I will say 90% of the time you cannot feel it at all. 10% of the time you may feel the transition depending on what driving situation you are in, if you're in the city or in the highway. And of course, I'm paying attention all the time to this because I want to tell you how is the car. So, but if you are driving and you are the owner and you are not paying attention, I will say most people will never notice that the car is transitioning from electric to the gas engine, and that is good. I really like it. So it's very well done on that sense. It's very well developed and very well achieved. This whole hybrid system working together with the engine is good. Other than that, so this is the CX-70. The CX-70 is based on the CX-90. It's the same size of the car, has some exterior elements to make it different. It has some interior elements. There is no third row. That's the biggest difference. So this is a big mid-size two-row SUV. The trunk space is massive, but it looks really good to my taste, of course. So it's a really premium, nice looking and sporty looking SUV. And then we have the Mazda, dynamics of this car, which are unmatched, especially in this segment and also as a plug-in hybrid, unless you go luxury premium and pay a lot more money. So I like that Mazda has created this product. It's an option for people that want a plug-in hybrid with the Mazda driving dynamics that are absolutely excellent in this car, with the fuel efficiency and the future looking and hybrid and electrification added to it. It's a pretty cool product in my opinion, but hey, remember to always test drive. The 2025 Mazda CX-70 plug-in hybrid is very competitive for the segment. It's also very fuel efficiency thanks to the plug-in hybrid technology. The real advantage though are the fantastic driving dynamics.